Oh, Freak Nation, this segment brought to you by good friends at Lucas Oil. The website is lucasoil.com to find a line of products to keep that engine in one of your 3 or 4 cars. You got one car, you just want to keep it on the road for about 150,000 miles. Why not 200? Then go to lucasoil.com. For more information, go to lucasoil.com to keep the inside of that engine fat and happy. That's lucasoil.com. Coming up in moments, Denny Hamlin will be joining us, Connor Zilic, Rico Abreu, and Graham Rahal here in the Freak Nation. Cole Cusimano was kind enough to stay awake long enough through the Denny Hamlin post-race press conference at Martinsville. And Cole Cusimano hit us up with some, I'm sure, exciting Denny Hamlin post-race news.
Yeah, Denny actually had some really good things to say post-race following that, his 6th win now at Martinsville. This first one is him just talking about breaking through finally and getting that first win at Martinsville in 10 years at the paperclip.
Certainly felt like the old days. I mean, just they did such a great job with the car, and we spoke about trying to do something a little different this time around to try to get better. We've just been kind of stuck in a rut really over the last 3 years or so. The fall of 22 was the last kind of dominant car I thought I had at this racetrack. And, so since then, just kind of been hanging around 3rd to 5th, and, we were always the next best behind the 12 and then, a couple Hendrick cars. And so we came with something different, just trying to get better and obviously turn back the clock.
44-year-old Denny Hamlin. When we started Speed Freaks 25 years ago, do the math, Freak Nation, can you? 19 years old was Denny Hamlin. Now he's the old man. The old man of the series. Cole, what else you got from Denny Hamlin?
Yeah, so this was my personal favorite quote of the presser. So Bob Pockris of Fox Sports asked if the haters fuel or motivate him to continue winning and breaking records. So here's what he had to say.
It's just, that's me. Go shoot hoops with me, go play pickleball with me, go play golf with me. If I can't talk, then it takes away my superpower. It really does. I'm not nearly as good. My friends, it drives them absolutely crazy, but to me, that part of it fuels me, and it just makes me feel good. That's it.
That's genuine. That's genuine Denny Hamlin. Go to 4-shot on this, Richie. I want everybody's opinion on this. When I hear Denny smile and talk like that, he genuinely believes what he's talking about. That's just I understand it. When I started in radio decades ago, I took things so personal. Now it's just open up the gas tank, fuel it up. If you come at me, too damn old for you to come at me now. I don't care. Crasher, think of some of the times people come at you, Crasher. I'd have to lock your hands up to where you couldn't get on social media at the times or just start firing at people on the show.
No, that was message board days.
Sorry.
That was pre-X and pre-anything. Pre-Facebook, it was probably still MySpace time, but oh yeah, those were message boards. Woof. Yeah, I loved firing back at them. Wasn't always the smartest thing to do. Actually, probably never was the smartest thing to do.
Look, man, when one of the greatest, one of the greatest drag racers ever, when she came at Crash Gladys at the top end, that taught Crasher a quick lesson on, you know what? Just let it go. Just let it freaking go. We don't need to get into it, Crasher. We don't need to get it. But asking the youngest individual here, Cole, what if somebody comes at you heavy on Speed Freaks X, saying you don't know what the hell you're talking about?
I'll quote Juan Soto here from the New York Mets.
Oh, my God.
He said, if they're not booing, you're doing something wrong. So the same applies to if you have haters, people telling you you're not doing something right. It must mean you're doing something right. So if someone comes at me, I'm just going to keep doing me. I know what I'm doing is right, and that's that.
Oh, it's so fearful, man.
Hey, Denny he unveiled this banner after the race,
right.
like after he'd won it. It was 11 against the world. Is that what it was?
Yep.
11 against the world. Like, for some reason, he's playing up the underdog thing. Denny, you're not an underdog. You're one of the top 20 in wins now, right, Cole? I think with his win today's.
Yeah, this very much was vintage Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
He led 69% of the race.
Nice!
Very nice.
Nice!
His 55th win overall ties him 11th all time.
Yes, 11th all time. So
Rusty
he's not an
Wallace, yeah.
underdog. Denny,
Yeah.
you're not. Stop playing the underdog role, bro. You are not an
But hold
underdog. It's
on.
not 11 against the world.
Is that playing the underdog, or is that just understanding he's got haters? I mean, he was clearly the loudest of the boos today at driver intros. Do you think it's just him against his haters? Like, I don't care. I'm against you, and I don't care.
It's playing into the villain factor, in my opinion. He did the same thing back at Bristol when he said, "I beat your favorite driver." And this might be a very hot take here, but I think NASCAR is at its best when Denny Hamlin's winning because people are talking about it. And I mean, I know he has no championships, but he's easily one of the best drivers of all time. He's proven that. But yeah, when Denny's winning, the sport's at its best. That's my
Okay,
firm
hold
opinion.
on. Statistics aside here, I'm not saying this because of race wins and championships or any of that. But personality-wise and perception-wise, is Denny Hamlin Intimidator 2.0?
Oh, stop it.
Trash.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
not saying it because of statistics.
Jesus.
He clearly doesn't have any championships. But when I saw him walking across that stage today and the boos were so loud, I thought, damn, that's reminiscent of Dale Sr.
One more stat in mentioning the Intimidator. His 6th win tied him 5th all time at Martinsville with Dale Earnhardt, as well as Kel Yarborough and Fred Lorenzen. So he's in that territory.
I didn't realize it had been 10 years since Hamlin won at Martinsville. That's
neither.
bananas to me.
Yeah. 2008 to 2025, he's been winning races at Martinsville. It's pretty shocking. 3 different generations of cars as well. So
We got one more from Denny?
we do. Yeah. So Kelly Crandall at Racer.com
Bang.
actually asked if this win felt better because he was able to win at Martinsville
Scratched my head
again.
and
Hold on. Hold on a second.
No, keep going. Keep going.
He was able to win at Martinsville again, or because it was 31 races since his last win at Dover last year.
I scratch my head, and I study this racetrack more now than I ever have in my career. It was way easier to win, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when it was me, Jimmy, and Jeff. It just, I knew it was going to be the three of us. Our cars were good. We had the feeling. We just were better than everyone else, and it was easy. I didn't have to put in all the work that I do now. But it just was aggravating to be the next best at this track for the last 5 years. Like, just never having it. The it is like the ability to control a race, run as fast as you need to lead the race, and pull away when you want. And today we had it. And so that's what feels.
Denny Hamlin post-race after Martinsville, and again, it had it's studying the race. I get all of that. But as a fan, it was a freaking sleeper. When Clint, Kevin, and Mike Joy are spending 5 minutes talking about, look at the rubber around the track. Look at the rubber around the track. I understand that. I've been in situations where I'm calling a race and I've got to just freaking ad lib for minutes, and it's horrible. And if you're not a great shooting from the hip type personality on air, it is just tough. Look at all the rubber on the track. Look at all the rubber on the track. I don't know what else you do, guys. Cole Cusimano, what do you do to bring some of the Jones back to Martinsville?
It's an easy answer. Bring the option tire there.
Please.
Why not? I don't know why NASCAR is not bringing the option tire to every short track we go to this year, seeing as how successful it was in Phoenix from a visual perspective.
Do they have enough?
That's a good question.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
That could play into a factor of it.
Working with General Tire for so many years, I know. I sound like freaking Christopher Walken. I know what it takes to turn tires once they're developed. I'm just curious. Sorry to interrupt your flow.
No, you're good.
But do they have enough? Because it certainly looked like that might be a quick fix for a lot of these napsters
I would
moving
assume
forward.
that's probably why they aren't doing it. But at the same point, like, they brought a softer tire to Martinsville, and we were talking about it earlier, me, Richie, and Cody. Like, it was not a visually compelling race, but I still felt like it did feel like there was more going on compared to years past. For me, it did. And that's evidenced by my green flag stats. So
That's true.
This
Cherry
race at
picked- he cherry
Martinsville
picked that one,
had
too.
the second most green flag passes behind the most recent race in the fall last year. So
I'll fix your problem, NASCAR. Stop going to tracks twice in one season.
Been saying that for years.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's a reason why the fall race is better, because it matters, and every position matters, and people are trying to get the championship race. And the spring race, nobody cares, so none of these positions matter. Back to you, Kenny.
Thank you. I like Cole's comparison. That's like me trying to say, I'm going to find ways to show you that my 11-year-old daughter is a better soccer player than Messi. Let's do this, Freak Nation. Connor Zilic will join us. Let's move him to the last segment. I want to talk about that Xfinity Series race and the bananas that came out of that freaking thing Saturday night. Deal?
Let's do it.
All right.
Works for me.
Connor Zilic coming up, Graham Rahal, and Rico Abreu. More Freaks next.